The future mother-in-law only tore up the girl's marriage contract. In the next second, she aged rapidly at a speed visible to the naked eye. Only at this moment did she realize in terror, some agreements must not be broken. It turned out that 10 years ago, the fiancé's family had borrowed a knife from the girl's family. Thanks to that, the girl and her grandfather saved the fiancé's family from being wiped out. In return, they made this marriage contract. 10 years later, the girl came to collect the agreement, but the future mother-in-law gave the girl more than a dozen gold bars. She wanted to buy off the kindness from that year, only because she thought her son now held a high and powerful position. The girl, a mere country girl, was no longer good enough for their family. The girl warned her that breaking the contract would bring punishment. Unexpectedly, the mother-in-law thought the girl was being ungrateful. She flew into a rage and called soldiers to drive her away. The girl immediately waved her hand casually. A bolt of lightning struck down instantly. She meant this as a warning to the mother-in-law, but the mother-in-law thought it was just a coincidence. She still ordered the soldiers to drive the girl away. She also demanded that the girl take the torn marriage contract with her. Otherwise, it would damage their family's reputation. The girl had no choice but to leave. Before leaving, she told her, once the marriage contract was taken away or torn by someone, the punishment would come immediately. At that time, their family would suffer a disaster far worse than the one 10 years ago. But the mother-in-law thought the girl was scaring her. In her anger, she was about to tear up the marriage contract directly. Just then, the girl's fiancé and his grandfather rushed back. They tried to stop the mother-in-law, but the marriage contract had already been torn up. The grandfather was so angry that he slapped the mother-in-law across the face. He scolded her for being so ungrateful. If it had not been for the help of the girl and her grandfather back then, their family would have been destroyed long ago. They would never have achieved their current status. The fiancé also apologized to the girl repeatedly. He explained that he had just gone to handle military affairs. That was why he had not been able to meet her in time. He was willing to fulfill the marriage contract in his heart. He hoped the girl could forgive his mother. However, the girl said the marriage contract was torn and everything was too late. With that, she left the fiancé's house. In the next second, dark clouds hung over the fiancé's home. The mother-in-law continued to age rapidly at a speed visible to the naked eye. Only then did the whole family realize in horror the punishment the girl had mentioned was not a bluff. The fiancé immediately chased after her, but the girl had already disappeared without a trace. Unknown to everyone, shortly after leaving, the girl had a dream. In the dream, her grandfather scolded her. He said the marriage contract was made back then because the fiancé had a special fate. Only by marrying him could the girl change her fate of not living past the age of 20. He told the girl not to leave over a misunderstanding. The girl had no choice but to promise her grandfather that she would think it over again. Afterwards, she went to the largest local gang to collect the debt of the borrowed knife. Meanwhile, the fiancé found out about the girl's whereabouts. He thought the girl would be in danger if she broke into the gang alone. He immediately led his troops to find her.